What's up, guys? This is just a video about strength. So stay strong even when it feels like everything is heavier than usual. When life's throwing all its curveballs at you, and you're just experiencing things that cause you anxiety or stress or anything of that nature. Just know that you are becoming stronger. I mean, you're carrying more than people can see, and you're still standing. And that's really important. Every day you wake up and keep going is proof of your strength. You've made it through moments you once thought would break you. And even now you're literally surviving something difficult, and that matters. You need to really appreciate all the things that you've gone through and realize that you're becoming the person that you're meant to be, and you're becoming a better person, a stronger person. Progress isn't something that's always going to be loud or in your face. Sometimes it's just not giving up. And you don't have to feel strong to be strong. Just continuing is a form of courage. And you're getting through more than you realize. Every step that you take, everything that you go through, one step at a time, you're becoming a freaking warrior, basically. I've been through so much, and life has thrown so much at me, and I've gone through so many changes, and I'm not even really good with change, but I've gotten through it, and I think that's really important for people to realize, you will get through this, whatever it is you're going through, and some days your best is simply just going to be making it through the day, and, that's enough. The weight you carry is real, but so is your resilience. You've grown in ways that you don't even recognize yet. And when you look back, you'll be like, dang, dude, I actually did pretty good. And you'll be proud of the things that you've overcome. Every challenge that you face in life, it's going to shape you, and it's not going to stop you from accomplishing what you want to accomplish. You are stronger today than you were before this began. And, there's going to be moments in life where you doubt yourself, but you just got to pretty much keep moving forward, even through the doubt. Sometimes I suffer from self-doubt. Sometimes when I'm recording, I don't feel confident in the way my voice sounds, or I don't feel confident in my delivery, but I still try my best, and that's enough. My friends and family still enjoy the content, and they're still proud of it, and that's enough for me. But yeah, strength it's not about never falling or never failing or never having hardship. It's about getting back up whenever things get difficult. And you've already overcome so much to be here right now, and there's power in your presence even when it feels small. You're not weak for struggling. You're just human for continuing through the things that you got to go through. And it's really important for you to realize that struggle is kind of a part of the process. It's a part of life, and you just got to kind of roll with that. And every breath that you take whenever you're going through hard moments, dude, like every little moment when you're going through those hardships it's a form of victory, in my opinion. And you're still here, and that means something. Don't overlook how far you've come just because you're not where you want to be yet. Healing and growth, they take time, and you're in that process of growing and becoming stronger. And even on your hardest days, you're not defeated. You just got to kind of get through it and, build up them biceps. You know what I'm saying? Got to get strong. But yeah, for real though, you're literally through these moments, you're learning, you're adapting, you're enduring things that a lot of people don't get through. And it's really important for you to realize hey, this is all a part of that process of existence. It's like I said in one of my previous videos, and my brother always had that dream of the big green gorilla, and it was follow the river. It never fails. You got to flow with the river of life. And, take the big green gorilla's advice and follow the river, because it never fails, And, that river is going to carry you through good moments, and it's going to carry you through bad moments. And you kind of just got to roll with it and just embrace that, because it's a part of existence. You're doing better than you think you are. You just got to give yourself a little bit of credit when you're going through those things. And not every battle that you fight is going to be visible, but every single time you do have like a victory or get through one of those fights, that's a victory. And you've literally faced, life has storms, I would say. And you've faced those storms before, and you're still standing now. you know and strength can kind of manifest in different ways. It can look like resting. It can look like trying again. Sometimes it can look like you're just asking for help, or sometimes it can just be, getting through those moments. And you're allowed to take those things, those moments, and process them at one at a time. And when you do have like a moment of respite, or like a peaceful moment, like you can look back and reflect on those things and kind of see them with a clear head and be like, okay, I still had progress. And through all of this, all of the things that you do go through, you're becoming someone stronger. And you don't need to have it all figured out. Every time you choose to continue, you pretty much have another victory, because you're not giving up on yourself. You're not giving up on your existence. And I would never give up on myself or my existence or the things that I enjoy, my passions. It's something I'll always do as long as I'm alive. And you're not alone either, even if it feels that way. Because there's always like friends, there's always family. If you ever needed like therapy or something of that nature, that could also really help you. You just got to reach out, when you are going through these things, because, help is going to get you through a lot. But there's strength in holding on when everything tells you to let go. You're writing a story of building your strength, one day at a time. You've already proven you can handle hard things. You've already proven that you can get through those moments, and even when you don't feel like strong, your strength is real. Sometimes it can feel invisible, but that's just a part of the process of existence. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to still go. You're allowed to keep going. And, you're allowed to go through that struggle, and, you're allowed to build that strength. Just like I said, follow the river, that's really important. And you're more capable than your doubts ever want you to believe. Because like self-doubt can be kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. But, every small step that you take, no matter how small that take is, or how small that step is, it still matters. You're still moving, you're still breathing, you're still trying, you're still going through the motions, you're still existing, and that alone, that, in my opinion, is strength. But yeah, your story is far from over, so I hope that this video helped you in some way. And I hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you guys for all the support and for making this such an awesome experience. And I'll be posting a good bit throughout the weekend, but I'll be slowing way down. I'll probably take a break next week, just because I've posted so much the last couple of weeks. But there's tons of content for you guys to binge and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to probably end up taking a little hiatus, but there'll be plenty of stuff for you guys to digest while I'm gone. So yeah, I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one.